Okay, hello. Today's topic is we're going to be talking about three-phase systems and single-phase systems. What's the difference between three-phase system and single-phase system? Single-phase system has one leg. Sorry, single-phase system has two legs with an unidentified conductor. Three-phase system has three legs. Which one is better? By far, three-phase systems are better used than single-phase. Three-phase systems are mostly used in commercial and industrial buildings. Single-phase, on the other hand, we use them in homes, mostly a lot of homes, residential, and also the difference with the single-phase system is for the homes is better because you don't have a lot of motors, you don't have a lot of big units, so you don't require the three-phase system. However, if for some reason you do want a three-phase system in your house, then you will have to go through the city, and the city then will charge you an arm and a leg to bring that three-phase system into your house. For that reason, we normally don't use three-phase systems in homes. Me personally, I've worked on one in residential where we had to have a special permit for it. They had to design it. The cost of it is pricey compared to the commercial buildings where I've worked on numerous three-phase systems. Do I like three-phase systems better than single-phase? Well, it doesn't matter. Three-phase systems, you can do a lot with three-phase systems. It's mostly used for motors, heavy equipment, mostly used in kitchens, restaurants. Why do we use three-phase systems? We simply use three-phase systems because that motor that you would have, or that fridge that you would have inside of your commercial unit, will require a three-phase system where it will work efficiently than a single-phase system. So this three-phase system will give you more power on three legs, and it will run more efficiently opposed to the single-phase system. The single-phase system, you only have two legs, and when you have your, for instance, your motors inside your homes, some of you will see that your motors will take longer to start up. That's called the inrush. So with the inrush on a single-phase system, the motor is working harder when you're running it at 120, opposed to if you switched to 208 on that motor, where the motor is now not running, not using the inrush to power up itself. So when it comes to three-phase system and single-phase system, there's a big difference. There's a big cost difference. Everything gets pricey with it, but it operates more smoother. That's why you would see in these buildings, in these commercial units, you will see a lot of these heavy equipments inside the kitchen, inside maybe Subway, Pizza, all of those big equipments all work off of three-phase systems. Now, how is this delivered to your house? Well, there's a power bank. Sometimes you'll see it driving down the street. Um, from that power bank, it comes over to a main transformer that's probably located in front of your house. It could be underground, inside a manhole, or it could be right above ground. Sometimes you'll see a green box. Well, that's a transformer that will send power to your house. So from the power bank, it will come into the transformer at high voltage, and then it will switch down to low voltage. Same concept with a three-phase system. It will come into your building as high power, and then you will use your transformer to switch this down to step up or to step down, depending on what you need in that building. Have I worked in with transformers? I've worked with a lot of three-phase systems. Three-phase systems. When you get into three-phase systems, you can usually change. You can usually share your neutrals. You can usually share your neutrals with a three-phase system, red, black, and blue, or you have OBJ. It's in the code book. You'll find it in the code book for whoever is in the industry of electrical. OBJ is another. It's orange, brown. Yes, sorry about that. Just a little distraction here. Yes, so when it comes to your three-phase systems, you can share your neutrals on one leg of the panel. You have your panel will be marked 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 1, 3, 5 is red, black, and blue. 7, 9, and 8. 7, 9, and 11 becomes red, black, and blue also. So when you're sharing these neutrals in a three-phase system, you will now turn and use 1, which is red, and 7, one and 9, sorry about that, 1 and 9, 1 and 9, which is in turn red and black. So you will now essentially be sharing a neutral with 1 and 9 on the same side of the panel. You cannot change sides of the panels to share a neutral. It's not allowed, because on the other side of the panel now, it becomes 2, 4, and 6, which is red, black, and blue. So you can share neutrals on that side of the panel, but you have to stay on the 2, 4, 6, 8 side of that panel in order to share neutrals. Do you share neutrals with motors? It's not recommended. I've never done it. Reason being is motors draw a lot of current. Normally, you share neutrals with your receptacles. In the commercial industry, you share them with your lights, for instance. But once you get into sharing your neutrals, you also have to remember that when you're turning off the one circuit, which is if you're sharing the neutral with 1 and 9, then you have to remember that that neutral, once you turn off the one circuit, is still powered up. So essentially, when you go to work on that circuit and you're thinking that that circuit is off, that circuit, that neutral is still on. And that's how most people die in electrical. It's the neutral that hits you. What do I mean by the neutral that hits you? So if you're working on the system, you power off one circuit, that neutral that you're sharing another circuit with is essentially still there. So now when you go to work on this other circuit and you think that you have powered off both circuits, then that's how most people get hit. So it's always best to make sure you double check when you're working with a three-phase system opposed to, it's always best to make sure that that three-phase system, you pay full attention to it, full attention to what you're doing, because like I said, it's a bat feed that will come back and haunt you. And most people in the trade, they don't remember to shut that circuit, that other circuit down, and that's how, you know, mistakes happen. So to avoid these mistakes, just simply take the extra second that you have to shut that circuit down that you're sharing the other circuit with, and you should be fine. When it comes to three-phase system, it requires a lot of thinking. It requires a lot of planning. It requires you to lay out on your drawing what you're sharing neutrals with. Always remember to write on your drawings, if you're sharing a neutral with this, you put it on the drawing. You put it on the drawing where you're working with. That way you can refer back to your drawing, and it's not just for you, but it's for other people who will come after you. So essentially, you have to think about the other person. You're not just thinking about yourself, and this is what I learned in the trade. Don't always think for yourself. You think for the other person. So if you can save another life, then just take the extra step on the extra 2 minutes to double check, make sure your circuits are labeled, Make sure you have everything labeled that you're sharing neutrals with. A lot of people think it's just you get into the trade, you start running wires, you do this, you do that. It takes a while before other people can even understand the three-phase system. It's a complex system. Um, like I said, it's mostly you learn it in commercial and industrial. So if you mostly do residential, then you will not have a clue about three-phase system. You can go to school, they will teach you about it in school, but what's the sense of you not actually using it on the job site? That's when it becomes more efficient, when you start to use this system on the job site. You start to understand more about this system. Okay, so would I prefer to use a three-phase system? Me personally, I know what it's costs, and I wouldn't put it in a house because it's gonna cost way too much. You don't need it. It's just a waste of money sometimes. Um, I mean, like I said, most of our homes we run off of 120, 208. That's it. We don't have anything heavy in our house that we require a three-phase system. Like I said, I worked on a home last year, and the customer had the three-phase system. He wanted the three-phase system, so I provided the three-phase system for him. Which you give the customer what they want. If they want three-phase system, well, that's what you do. Now when it comes to your transformers and stuff, you have your step-up transformer and you have your step-down transformer. Most transformers for three-phase systems, you will produce your neutral off of your transformer, because you do need that neutral in your three-phase system, but it's different to a single-phase system. So in today's video, I hope you guys learned a little bit about the three-phase system, and also if you would like to, please leave a comment telling me what you guys want to talk about the next time in the comment section. As you come in, you can click the subscribe button. You'll see it right there on the screen. Subscribe to my channel for more content. Stay tuned for my next videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. And I hope you learned something from this video, Trill.